think urban designers are really attuned to drawing, but also imagining better relationships between people and their actual places that they live each and every day. I've been fortunate to be able to live in a number of places. I moved to New York City. That was where I started to understand how infrastructure meets people's everyday lives. And I sort of see this circular idea of how I came to the position I am in now is through a design lens and looking at design as a sort of product, but also a value system. So the infrastructure projects in New York really highlighted for me the need to come back to school and really understand those very close, sort of like street level interactions. And that's how I ended up in St. Louis. I like to serve on civic boards, whether it's in transportation, sustainability, or planning sort of writ large. But I think part of it is, for me, I love to talk with people. I'm deeply interested in how people move through the city, what they think about their current city, what the future of it might be, how it might be better. So I often strike up conversations with people who are not designers, and I think that's part of it. For me is I don't want to limit my conversations to the profession. I want to look broadly, and I think that's important to be not only interdisciplinary, but understand the sort of breadth of what it means to be in a place. So my advice for people who are interested is build a large and robust network, and some of them can be really deep connections that you partner with often. And we do that in the Office for Social Engaged Practice, and some of it is we just like to be helpful partners, and whether that's connecting or matchmaking or just striking up relationships that we may not be involved with, but we see connections and we see some synergies between them. There's some very direct connections that I have between teaching and community building. Some of it is intentional. I try whenever possible to partner a course with either a direct city action or an initiative that is happening in St. Louis at the particular time that the course is occurring, or to build in voices from those within the neighborhoods and within St. Louis to provide some grounding perspective for students. I hope that students that come through my classes really understand and value difference. And I think that can come through in a variety of ways, but I hope they walk away with a capacity to understand the value of difference, how we can think about alternative models to whether it be design, whether it be programs or systems, but they really take away this idea that things can be different and that's okay, and that we can value difference and find ways to build better systems and to build better cities. I wouldn't be in a position that I am now, and I don't think I'd still be in St. Louis if not for a couple of key people at WashU who have become just mentors and friends of mine. And specifically, John Hull and Hank Weber both were instrumental in my student experience, but also the ability to help me think about how I could be part of the St. Louis community, both as a resident, but also as a practicing professional. The two of them, Hank Weber and John Hull, were really instrumental in that piece. And a number of other people helped me think about being in St. Louis. And so Mary and Lazarus and Bruce Lindsay were really also part of that group. And so the four of them really have been some pillars of how I came to St. Louis and really why I've stayed.